Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, and even those of you that just hit that thumbs up button, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Kingdom Voyager class RHINOX. Many times people ask me what my favorite Transformer characters are. And while it varies from the different generations, from Beast Wars, it was always RHINOX. So this was one I was really looking forward to. And unlike others, I found this guy today at my local Target. Unfortunately, the package is a little bit beat up, but the figure should be fine. But for the package, absolutely gorgeous artwork. You can see you got RHINOX in his Rhino Mode as well as his robot. It carries over and has a real cool sort of appearance. Of course, you got the Transformers text, Generation logo, and a little tiny window that shows him from like the head down to like just above his belly area. Of course, as I said, he's in the Transformers Kingdom line. Top section here has that nice Maximal logo. Side here, you get that Kingdom image with all the different characters running around. So many really cool ones that are in there. And then you come around the back, and this is where you can kind of see like the box got chewed up, basically. But then you got product shots of him in his, again, Rhino Mode, Robot Mode, that he transforms in 35 steps. All that fun kind of stuff. But for the packaging on this guy, not too spectacular. I'm just really excited to finally have him. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have RHINOX open up out of his packaging and obviously in his Rhinoceros mode. And as always, much like all of these Kingdom figures, he does come with a nice collector card. The one that I got is of the Autobot Arc, and you can see you got a really cool foil sort of pattern right there, which looks really cool. Come around to the back, you see you have the golden disc. But what's nice about this one is when you pull off that sticker, on the inside here is the image of the robot mode for the Arc, which is coming out pretty soon, and I am really very excited about it. I have no idea what that says. If somebody can translate that, you're awesome. Thank you so much. But there you go, the collector card. As for RHINOX himself, if you are a channel member and you saw my live unboxing and first impressions of this guy, you know that this was definitely a painful figure. Beast Mode and Robot Mode all look really nice. The transformation, though, is basically an origami nightmare. And even though it does result in a really nice both Beast Mode and Robot Mode, it's not a fun transformation whatsoever. But as I said, Beast Mode looks really very good. Coming in to take a closer look, you can see a really nice molded in detail here, giving it a very skin sort of texture. That's really cool. Doesn't really have that on the back section, which is a little bit annoying because you can see all that texture detail goes throughout the entire thing for the most part, all the way down to the legs and the head. And then you come around to the back and it's just like smooth. So it's weird. I don't know why they did that. You do have some of these little bits that show off from the robot mode itself. It does kind of stick out because it's green. You can see that right there. The bottom behind the front legs, you have that. The underside, that's not too bad because it's on the underside. But those definitely do stick out. It's not nearly as bad as, say, Dinobot, but it is still worth noting. You can see he does have his little red eyes, very reminiscent of that one episode where I don't remember how it happened, but he became a Predacon for a little bit and almost overthrew Megatron. So that's kind of weird to see, but it doesn't bother me all that much. You got the two horns right there. He can open his mouth, and he does have metallic teeth underneath there. You do also have some nice silver or pink paint there for the mouth. People are going to ask about whether or not you can rotate that around. You can. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can definitely do it. But I feel like his teeth are really kind of big, and they're silver, so I mean it looks nice. The overall detail on here is really cool. You can see you have a tail sculpted in. Like I said, I mean the Beast Mode and Robot Mode look really good. It's just that transformation. Articulation wise, I guess you could kind of say his head kind of wiggles a little. You can see the mouth can open. These legs can go in and out. They really can't. I mean, they can kind of go forward and back a little bit, but it kind of gets broken up by some of the stuff around here. So you get a little bit of articulation, and I guess that moves in just because that's going to be the elbow for his Beast Mode. These back legs, nothing really up here, but these are on ball joints, so you can move that around and kind of position that, get him kind of looking like he's walking around, I suppose. You know, it's something that you can do. But he does look good. Bringing in The other Maximals, or the original Maximals, I should say, here we have Cheetor, here we have Primal, of course we have Rat Trap. So the original cast of Maximals looks really very good together. I mean, you can even do that. I mean, that's fun, just for the heck of it, because he's a Maximal as well. Here is Dinobot, obviously. Another large figure. I mean, you could see like all that stuff sticking out on him. So it's weird that some of the other Voyagers didn't do as good of a job as this guy. I mean, I definitely think that they could have done a better job with Dinobot. But I love this group. This looks really very cool. And just because, we have another Maximal out there, here we go. There is Air Razor, so she can hang out with all her Maximal buddies. I mean, how cool does that look? I mean, really, that does look really fun, and I love the fact that, I mean, it doesn't lock on there, it just literally just sits there, but that's fun, and honestly might be the way that I actually display RHINOX. Most of you know, for my Dinobot collection, I actually keep them in their beast modes. It's just how I think of the characters, even though a lot of them kind of lost that whole staying in beast mode thing after like the first season because the Energon didn't damage them anymore. It's just something that I always kind of think of with these guys. Now, like I said, transformation is a giant pain. I don't like it. There are parts on here that feel like you're kind of forcing things over and around some other parts, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a bit. First, I like actually moving these arms, just getting these out of the way. It kind of frees things up. This is not an official step or anything, but like I said, just kind of gets things out of the way when you're playing with all this stuff down here. Now, he does have weapon storage. It's underneath here. It's like this section. Getting it in there is kind of a pain. Literally, you just spread the legs and pull it out. So since that's part of the transformation, he just poops that out right there. We'll get to that here in a bit, but it literally just kind of sandwiches in between his like thigh pieces, and it kind of helps to keep everything kind of sort of lined up. You don't really need it, but it kind of helps out. Take these bits here. We're going to open those up just like so, and then spread that apart like that. Then come around here. You're going to pull this part away from this section. This, again, it does get really kind of tight and annoying. And like I said, as I'm moving things around, it just feels like things are kind of in the way. So there we go. Kind of loosen that up. And then this, there you go. Kind of pull that apart. Kind of pull that out like that. And again, it all gets in the way. Bring this leg section down. Do that on this side. Separate the little tummy bits from here. There we go. And then bring this down. You're literally just pulling all this apart at this point in time. Kind of take these, again, this, just lift that out of the way. Makes it a little bit easier to do. There we go. Then we're going to spread these legs just like that. This section here, you're going to then rotate this around and kind of straighten this out. Let's see. Rotate this. Tuck that down. Take this. Detach that. That rotates around like that. Then bring all of this. Like I said, I don't really like the transformation on this guy. It's I don't even know. I mean, it's like I know what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not very easy going. Then this part here, literally you're trying to extend this out. It's literally, you guys are seeing how frustrated I was with the transformation on in the actual live stream. Let's take these, separate these out, rotate that around. That's going to hang out there. And then this needs to rotate around. There we go. But see, like what I mean? Like right here, you have to pull this away and go around there to get it to kind of go around like that. I don't like it. Straighten out the foot, bring this piece in. This will tab in. You got a little tab on the underside here that locks into the outer section there, and then rotate this around and you got a little tab here and that locks in. I love the internal detail, like the little gears right there. That's really cool. That's going to sit there like that. Well, let's see, bring that in, and that's going to sit like that. There we go. So again, this, you literally kind of force this around here. Like I said, I don't really like it. It's not, there we go. Come on. All right, hold on. Let's take that, rotate that around. That is not supposed to pull off. And then that literally comes over. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. There we go. And tab that in. Like literally, it's like all this stuff is just kind of in the way of things. It feels like. There you go. And then bring this around. Lock that in like that. Then you're going to take these, and they were like this. Slide them off to the side like so. And the legs are done. That's the most complicated and annoying part of the transformation. The rest is pretty darn easy. Take these. We're going to just angle these up like that. Put it there. Take this whole back section. You can rotate these around. Let's get that around. Like that. Pull this away. Rotate his head. These are going to rotate around. Do that like so. This, the next section, or the back of the head, really doesn't have it doesn't seem like it has a particular way of going. You just kind of put this back section here on an angle, kind of angle that like that. You can take this and you can rotate that around, which will then leave that whole back section exposed. I've seen people talk about this. You can, if you wanted to, take this off. It just kind of pegs in there, and you can take this, reverse it, and plug it right there to create that upper teeth look, which I think does look pretty cool. I'll probably leave it like that. Rotate this around. This lifts up, and then again, this is another part where it feels like there's not enough clearance for things. So that doesn't go up all that far. And then when you're rotating his fists out, which you kind of have to pull so that it clears that area. I'm not a big fan of that either. So rotate that, lift this, and then pull this piece out. Clip that down, and then take this, fold this forward, spread this, bring this up, collapse that like that. Kind of straighten all this out. Now he does actually have like a little sliding thing here. That's what I was kind of playing with. That feels like it slides a little. So you can actually kind of pull that away more from the shoulders. You can kind of see like how it's sliding out a little bit there. So that gives a little bit more, I mean, you can kind of see it. Well, maybe it's on the other side. Nah, I don't know. Either way, it works. Keep that up like that. Straighten everything out. Kind of play with the head a little bit. And when you're done, there you have RHINOX. It is rather, I mean, like the transformation is a pain in the butt. But you get him into the robot mode here, and I really do love the way that this guy turned out. And honestly, beside the fact that his transformation is fairly fiddly, it results in a really great looking figure. Now, the automatic comparison is this as good as that Thrilling 31? And unfortunately, I no longer have that figure. I will say, though, that I felt like that was a really well done, for the time, action figure. The worst aspect would be, like, his legs were really loose and would always flop all over, and he would constantly fall over. This guy, though, doesn't have that problem. even though the transformation is kind of a pain in the butt. But still looks really very good. Now, his weapons here, he can hold them fairly decently. Let's get this standing back up there. But they connect like this. You can see you got little holes and pegs right here. You got corresponding ones on the other side. So you literally just kind of line it up, and they, if I can get it to line up, it pegs in just like that. And that's where you're going to plug it in his beast mode. And then these little pieces right here, kind of like where his knees kind of situate. But they just peg in through the little barrel sections. You can come around here to the back, and I don't really know, honestly, why you would want to do this, because it looks weird, but you got these little slots here in the back that you can plug this here. He always did kind of pull them from his backside, so that just looks odd, I suppose. I feel like they could have done a better job. Oh, well, you know what? I guess you could. There's like little holes up here that literally look like they're meant for something. But you can't really fit things there very well. But, you know, it is what it is. You can give him butt cheeks, I suppose. But still a really good-looking figure nonetheless, and works really well with the other characters. So let's do some size comparisons. Let's get him standing here. Obviously, he's a Voyager class figure, so let's bring in another Voyager class figure. Here he is with Dinobot. I feel like the size, I mean, he was definitely big, but I always imagined him, and if memory serves, he was really tall by comparison to the other Maximals. Let me know what you guys think. Does this scale look good for you? I feel like it's a little bit off, to be totally honest. But here's another one. Here we have Optimus Primal, and Primal would be a smaller character, so I feel like that's not bad. But again, I feel like the size isn't all that great. I feel like he should be much larger. He should definitely be a lot larger than Primal. Even though he is bigger here, it just doesn't translate all that well. For a deluxe figure, here is Cheetor. Then, of course, for the core class, here we have Rat Trap. So here you have the main group of Maximals. Obviously, that's a little bit more accurate, but he does come on eventually. So you do have the full cast, basically. And, of course, you know, because why not? Here is Airazor. And this is a great group. I love the way that this is turning out. And I never honestly would have expected to be able to get pretty much the main cast of Beast Wars. Maybe they're ramping things up because the rumor is the new movie will have beasts in it. So maybe this is a tease. Kind of preparing people, I guess, for that eventuality. But regardless, a very good figure nonetheless. I do like doing that. It does give a better look to it. I wish there was a little bit more that you can do with this backpack. As it is, it just kind of sits there, and of course you get this giant gap right there. You know, it is what it is, but it does look a little bit ugly. Good head sculpt here, looks pretty decent, fairly accurate. I like how they have this chest section here, which kind of replicates the lower jaw, which is why doing something like that works pretty good for the upper jaw on him, because that's what that was meant to kind of replicate. And then you can see like the teeth going around there. Nice gold color. The green looks pretty good. The shade here is a little bit off, even like with the rhino skin color. That's definitely a little bit off, but I'm okay with it for the most part. And then the legs are basically giant chunks of stuff. The overall look on them is really solid. I am happy with them. Of course, you got a little extra bits painted up around there and all throughout them. So I think they did a really good job. First, articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so you get a good range of motion there. He does have red eyes there, kind of matching with the red eyes in his Rhino mode. Because of the transformation and everything, he does kind of have like a butterfly joint, so you get that range of motion. You can move in and out. You can see that it's hinged right up here. So when you do it, you get this giant block that's kind of said, and that's a little bit ugly. It's not terrible, but it's just worth noting. He does rotate, but it's weird because he hinges up here and then he rotates down there. So there's a disjointed look to it, which is definitely strange. He rotates at the elbow. He does move forward and back. The wrists do kind of move forward and back, just as kind of part of the transformation, but I don't think that's really meant to be an articulation point. He does rotate at the waist. The hips are on these pin hinge joints, so they swivel forward and back. They hinge in and out, rotates. At the right above the knee itself, you would think that it's this piece here, but that's where that little side piece kind of rotates around. So the articulation is just above the knee. Then you do have a knee bend. You have a forward and back motion here at the ankle, and then of course you got the in and out. So pretty much all the articulation that you would come to expect is all there. And I mean, I keep saying it, good looking figure. Both modes look really good. Transformation though is just a giant pain in my butt. I am not the biggest fan of it at all, and probably why it has taken me so much longer to finish this review than when I started it, because I just don't like going through the transformation, to be totally honest with you guys. So here we go. Let's try doing it. First, what you're going to want to do is open up this. One thing I will say is, like, this plastic feels thinner. There's like a cheap feel to this portion right here, which is kind of weird, but you got to rotate this around, and this is where I was like saying, just parts you feel like you're forcing, like this, that's as far as it goes, and you have to literally push that through there. I don't like how that is. That's kind of annoying. So again, do that on this side, pull this, there we go, pull this piece up like that, and then again rotate that around and just kind of cram it in there. Take these, you're going to rotate these around like so. Again, you're going to be moving these all over the place, so it doesn't really matter what you do right now. Rotate his head around like so, and then take this piece, pull this, fold that in, tuck that in like so. This part here, you can kind of lift this up. You're going to bring this over, but because I rotated this, I'm going to spin it around right now. Otherwise, you just leave it like that and it looks weird. So you just pull that and get that back in there. I could have done that earlier, but I didn't, just to show you an extra transformation step that doesn't really matter. Get that in there. There we go. So just kind of hang that out like so, and then this is all going to collapse up and in, and you can kind of see that middle section here goes underneath the cavity right there. So again, I'm just going to move these arms out of the way, just creating some gap right there for you. This I'm going to fold out just like that, and then everything will compress here in a bit. Come down here to these legs. This is the part that sucks. Open this piece up, open this piece up. Make sure these rotate around to the side. That's where you're going to need them to be when you're swiveling everything around. So make sure that those stay towards the front of the thigh themselves. Then you come down here to these legs, and like I said, this part is a bit tricky to do. Let's see, let's bend this, and then when you bend it, you're going to have clearance right there. So when you bend it, you'll have the space to bring that up and over. Let's rotate this, fold this, and then you spin this around, and then this is kind of tricky to see. I don't know how well that's going to show inside there, but there's a little tab. No, it goes like this, and literally you have to kind of pull this. You got this little tab right here that slots into that little slot area, so you bring that around and can again pull this away and fit that right there. Then everything is going to fold up and around to the back section, but again, you're fiddling with this. You got another hinge here at the knee that you want to bring up and around, and then this piece is going to pull over. So let's collapse that down, push that over the head, and then like I said, I'm just kind of using this to kind of keep this space kind of clear. Yeah, I just don't like it. Don't like it. And then you're going to fold this up and under. And again, this is where you're seeing like that piece needs to stay out. And then you collapse this down and inside there. Keep that on the outside. That likes moving around a lot, but you need to keep that. There we go. So you can tab all that in. Then you're going to take this, fold this out, rotate the tail section around, and then this rotates around like that. So keeping that like that, and then bring this down, and that's going to eventually tab in there, but we'll worry about that here in a bit. So again, keep that off to the side. Again, play with this. You're going to bring this out, bend here at the knee, and then you can have the space to fold that out. You can rotate this piece around right now. There you go, get that out of the way. And then play with this foot. So bring this up, rotate that, and then you gotta try and get that in there. You're pulling. Like I said, I don't like that you have to pull this stuff, but there you go. And then bend at that other hinge, bringing that all in together. Again, this has to stay out. Doesn't like doing it very well. Let's see, let's bring this piece, and then like right here, you have to force that over. Again, I don't like that. Bring that around. And all of this is going to sandwich together. This comes up, that comes up. Sits right there. Just like that. And then, again, let's get these arms kind of out of the way. So then collapse that piece down. Fight with this to get the little tabs out. There we go. And then you're going to push this underneath. Kind of lining that up. It's not fun. Kind of get this underneath here. There you go. Something like that. All right. Do that on this side as well, as best as you can. Kind of, maybe if you push from the back side, it's a little bit easier. There we go. Well, I thought it would be. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm not a fan of this transformation. It's a giant pain. Keep these up and out. I'm going to put that down like that. And then you're just fighting. Right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm just fighting with that. There you go. That's decent. Okay. Bring that there. Now, this is where this becomes tricky to do. You're going to take these, and you're going to put these two together. It doesn't really... It just kind of helps keep things spread out here where this gap is. But you want to have the little handle sections pointing towards his butt. You got these little posts here that literally you just kind of put this through, kind of holding it from the bottom and feeding it through here at the top. And it's so much of a pain to get all that in there. I mean, I don't really like that. So that's where it would go. I'm not going to fight with it. You just sandwich that piece there, kind of make sure that stays there. That's, oh, shoot. Part of the problem is I didn't fold out his feet. So bring these out. Rotate that around. Sorry. People are probably watching this like, Paul, you forgot to take out his feet. Yes, I did. So it's easy to fix. There we go. And that's probably why I was having a hard time fitting this piece in there. So let's give that another try. Just to be fair. Just to be fair. Kind of pull that apart, and it's really hard to see everything down here. There we go. Alright, there's that side, and then there's that side. There we go. Alright. So bring that there, bring that there. These pieces are flopping all over the place, kind of collapsing in, but they're there. Push that all the way down. Bring this together. Squeeze that. Oh, there we go. All right. And when you're done, there you have RHINOX back in his Rhino mode. So, as you can see, Rhino mode looks fantastic. Other than the fact that he does have a few bits that kind of stand out. for the most part, he cleans up very nicely. That's one aspect that I've always disliked about Beast Wars figures, that there's stuff that's always hanging out in the Beast Mode. RHINOX here does a pretty good job of cleaning up and looking decent. Robot Mode, I also think looks really good. The only part that aesthetically I'm not a real big fan of would probably be his back, but it's his back, so I can get over it. It's just the transformation isn't entirely fun. As I said, I feel like you're having to move things to get other things to slide around, because like normally it's going to be like this, and it needs to go this way, so you have to kind of stretch this and pull it away so that it kind of gets through. I don't like that aspect, and it's something that I feel they could have done a little bit better. It just doesn't flow very freely, I guess. Ultimately, it's not a figure I enjoy transforming. As for the toy, though, itself, obviously, I'm going to recommend them. There are flaws with it, but to complete that Beast Wars collection, you need to have RHINOX. He is a critical character, both in Beast Wars and even Beast Machines. And despite the flaws, I am still really happy to have him in my collection. So yeah, I would recommend picking this guy up. And if this guy is one that you would like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now, or you can do the real easy thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those, I'll put links right down in the video description, where you can go there and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to send a huge thank you to all of you who watch my videos. If you made it all the way to the end, do one more thing for me, and that's just to hit that thumbs up button. Believe it or not, that one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. I also have to send a huge thank you to all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, who through their direct support help to make reviews like this and many others possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a channel member, where you can get exclusive channel chat and comment emojis, loyalty badges, exclusive member unboxing videos, live streams, Zoom calls, access to the Optibotimus Plus only Discord, as well as the occasional giveaways like these guys do, then consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.